One Headlight by the Wallflowers. I love the way this song sounds. The guitar tones are Next Morning Birthday Cake, and that organ should be the only organ anyone's allowed to use from here on out. I'm going to show you two ways to do this, one in standard tuning, and then I'm going to show you some fun things you can do with it if you're in drop D. This video is for the Nissan half of the Pat Squad, Minston, and Joseph Marshall Andrada. This is more for the drop D section, but we can approximate that intro guitar riff if we play a D chord. Take our pointer finger off, put it back on, of course. Then the strumming begins, and we want 8 more beats of D. And for the strumming, give it a palm mute, and we want to go down, down, up, 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 down for the whole entire verse, or, as always, strum it however you want, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. From that point on, Finkel is Einhorn. The intro becomes the verse progression. So G, D, F sharp major, which is 2, 4, 4, 3. But if you're allergic to bar chords, check out this fancy trick. B string 2nd fret with your pointer finger, G string 3rd fret with your middle finger, D string 4th fret with your pinky finger, and A string 4th fret with your ring finger. That's an F sharp major chord. And we're going to B minor next. All we have to do once we've got to this shape is move this shape 1 string towards the floor, and we've got our B minor chord, or play B minor regular if that's what you want to do. And then A. So, G, D, F sharp major, B minor, A, repeat, 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 repeat. The pre-chorus is just 2 chords when it goes, it's a G, and then F sharp major for the hey. The chorus is no problem, G, D, E minor, and A. And that's it. Of course, the last time you hang on the A longer, you can sus for it. That's add the B string 3rd fret to your A chord. And that's it. Those are all the pieces, so now let's explore some of the cool things you can do to this song. If you're in drop D, take your E string and lower it 2 notes to D. We can do the intro thing for real now. The open low D string, the open A string, and then the always has been, always will be D string, 5 hammer onto 7. And then the D chugging starts. I'm going to do all these chords as drop D style power chords. This would be great if you had 2 guitars. One guy could be in standard, one guy could be in drop D, or you could mix and match if you want, but I've already described the open chords, so we'll just do drop D style power chords here, which of course are the lowest 3 strings, the D, A, D strings in the same fret, the D version being the open strings. 5, 6, but let's get that filled. The D string 5 to 4, the A string 5 to open, and then that's when the band hits G, which happens to be the fret where we were just hanging out. The 5th fret, drop D style power chord. So, back to D, F sharp on the 4th fret, and then 9th fret, 7th fret, repeat. The other thing I like about that is it's a little bit more gallopy on that, chunky strumming. Then we get to the pre-chorus, which of course was just G, which would be our 5th fret, and F sharp, which would be our 4th fret, but if you want to make it bigger, you can play the biggest power chords you've ever played in your whole life. It works in drop D. We're going to have 5, 5, 5, 7, 8, and then F sharp, of course, being 1 fret lower for the hey. I'm going to switch back to open chords for the chorus so we can keep that thing that kind of happens, but we've ruined our lives by tuning our E string down to D, but that's okay. When you go to play G, just uninclude that D string. You can mute it with your thumb. Followed by D. Now we get to strum everything, so that's worth it. But for the E minor chord, I'm going to follow the bass line and do that little fill as octave chords. Octave chords, now we've got 2 D strings, so they're going to be on the same fret of each of those D strings. put your middle finger on the low D string, 2nd fret, and your ring finger on the always has been, always will be D string, 2nd fret, and we're going to go 2, 4, 5, 9, 7. G, D, 2, 4, 5, 9, 7, and the last time when you reach that point, that's an A octave chord, but if you reach for the G string, 7th fret with your pinky finger, that makes it an A suspended 4. And then get rid of that pinky finger and let that G string fall down to the 6th fret with your pointer finger, and now that's a regular A chord. Or at least an A with roots and thirds in it. And that satisfies my drop D musings, but speaking of 2 guitars, if you have 2 guitars, someone can noodle in B minor pentatonic. Of course, our now low D string is null and void, so we'll just start on the A string with 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 10, 7, 10. You can add that B string 8th fret in there as well. You hear that. And we can even approximate that signature slide thing with bending the G string 9th fret. Let it fall down to 7. And then grab that E string 10th fret. That's fun. And that's everything I have to say, anyways, about One Headlight by the Wallflowers. Thank you so very much for being here. I hope that was fun and helpful, and I will see you next time with more stuff. Goodbye.